Hello everybody. Now in today's video I will show you how you can create a very simple walk, run and idle animation for a 16 by 16 pixel art character. Now I will show you 8 key poses and you can try following it in your character. And this is a very simple character, so I am not drawing it again. But you can basically follow this approach for any character and you will also have a very simple animation like this one. Now, for high-res pixel art characters also, 8 poses are generally considered sufficient. However, to add more smoothness, if you want, you can also add more frame. Now, right now, our character is walking, and let's pause him for a minute, and let's come to frame 1. Now, here, as you can see, there are 8 frames. Now, these 8 frames are the 8 principal poses. However, 4 of these frames are actually a repeat on the other side. So 4 of these frames are for the left side and the other 4 is just the mirror reflection on the right side. However, our character is not positioned symmetrically, like we cannot create a mirror image. We just have to guess how our character will look like on the other side and we have to draw accordingly. Like in case this is a 3D model, um, we can just flip it. I think we have already done one such video in Blender. But yeah, for 2D, it's not complex. So we just have to understand how it works, and that's all. So basically, you can see there are actually 4 key poses. So this is our first pose, and this is also called the contact pose. So our legs are in contact with the ground, both of our legs, and hence this is called a contact pose. Um, Whenever we are walking, we can try to imagine that we also have this pose. Otherwise, we won't be able to walk. Like any walk animation cycle is being inspired by how humans walk. But yeah, we will be there only for a flip second, so we may not generally realize. But if you notice after watching this video, you will definitely find it. So this is our contact pose. And the next pose is called the recoil pose or the down pose. Here what happens is we generally put most of our weight in one of our leg and we prepare our body for the passing pose, which is the next pose, this one. And one thing to note is this animation, so these 3 frames are for our left leg. And our left leg is the leg that I have marked with the light yellow. And so for our hands, the right hand is in the uh, light blue, and our left hand is in the dark blue. Now both of these are actually lighter shades of blue, relatively, I'm saying. So depending on where the light is coming, I have assumed the light is coming from the right side, and hence the right side is bright and the left side is dark. And that is how we are imagining our character. So this is when we are basically passing our weight to our left leg for the next pose. And then comes our up pose. So basically before flipping our body towards our right leg, we will generally have a little bit of a movement and our body will go a little bit up and like it happens for our regular walk cycles also. And hence this is the walk pose. So contact down, passing and up. And now for the other side. So this is again the contact pose for our right leg. Now these three, like these two frames look different, but they are actually the same if you think about it. So here, both of our hands are like crisscrossed and our legs also. However, because we are seeing it from a certain angle, it doesn't look like so, but it is actually in that way. So whenever our left leg is in front, our right hand should also be in front. And that is what we have here. Now, both of these are marked in the same color. But yeah, we have the left hand marked in a darker blue. And we cannot see our left hand because the left hand is in the back side and it is being hidden by our body. But these two frames are actually the same. And here, as you can see, our legs are crisscrossed and some portion of our left leg is basically hidden by our right leg. So we are basically seeing it at a certain angle from the right side. And we are also assuming the light is coming from there. And then comes the recoil pose for our right leg. So these two are basically the same. If you just try to look at the pose, it actually kind of looks like the same. Then comes our passing pose. And this was the passing pose, and this is it. In the passing pose, we can make our leg kind of touch the ground, or we can also skip it. So, for example, here our left leg is touching the ground, the right leg is little bit up, and here it kind of looks like both of these legs are not touching the ground. But what we can do is we can also remove this. It won't look that different, but I think by making it look like this or this, in that sense, it doesn't make much difference, because anyway whenever we are walking, we have to take a look at the whole animation and not frame by frame, like not pixel by pixel. So yeah, both of these are fine, but yeah, I think this looks better. So sometimes you may not follow the rule. That is also fine whenever we are doing pixel art, because anyway we are working with such low pixel, so we can break some rules here and there. And finally, we have our up pose for our right side. And this is how it looks like. And this is basically the same as this one. And hence, we have 8 frames. And this completes a smooth walk cycle for our character. Now, I will also make this in 32 by 32. But for now, I'm just focusing more on this low res pixel art. And maybe I will make a video later on the 32 by 32. So, our walk is done with this. And let's move on to the run animation. Now, our run animation is actually very, very similar to our walk animation. What we generally have to do is we have to lean our character a little bit in the front. So whenever we are running, we generally lean a little bit in the front. And the next thing is we may emphasize the up movements. So for example, the 4 and the 8 frames are our up movements. And in our run animation, our up movements will be kind of in the air. So let me just run our run animation to have a clear understanding. And this is how our run animation looks like. And if I just pause, and if I come to the 4th frame, and in the 8th frame also, our character is like in the air. And in all 8 frames, our character looks like it is leaning little bit in the front. Now, we may emphasize it more if it is kind of like a sprint animation. So even faster running, and we can kind of bend our character also. But I think for a simple run, or more like a jogging kind of animation, not jogging, this is like a regular run. So whenever we are using a game engine, like for our case we use Godot, so we may change the speed difference between our walk and the run, and it will look like a run. But yeah, this is actually very similar to our walk, if you just take a look at it. So our contact pose, then down pose, then our passing pose, and our up pose, and which will be more emphasized. And same for the other side. So this will be our run animation. Now at the end of the video, we will take a look how it looks like in Godot. And for the timing, let's move on to the idle animation. And this is actually very simple. And here I actually have only 2 frames. But to keep it in line with our run and the walk layers, I have just repeated it 4 times, but this is not really required. In Godot, we can basically like pass our first and the 5th frame, and if we want a longer duration of the idle animation, we can just increase the time there. That will be easier. Um, but if I just run the idle, it will be a little bit slower, and this is how it looks like. Mm, Now, depending on the game, we may change some pixels here and there. But yeah, it will be very simple. And I do have another idle animation, and this is for a small child. And if I just run this one, this will look like this one. Both are very similar in a way. Now, let's do one thing. Let's run these things in our Godot engine. So I have something like a default level that I have created. And let's see how our characters look like. And let's do it full screen. And so this is our walk animation. And so for our jump, we may try to do something else. However, for the classic Mario games, I think they didn't have anything else for the run. The run was simply like this. Maybe for our jump, we can jump a little bit higher. And if I press the down key, we will run. So this is how the run looks like. Maybe we can do it slightly better. Maybe 1 or 2 pixel adjustments we can do. And for the walk, this is how it looks like. And let's move forward, and we have our child here. We may add some dialogues and whatever. We will see that in the upcoming videos. But this is how it looks like. And let's move forward and let's see what is there. And this is the end of our game. Yeah, we cannot move any further. So, and also we cannot actually come to the place where we started from. I think this is a good idea. Um, we shouldn't generally be able to go to the places where we start from if we have levels progressing forward. Anyway, that is it for a different video. So, and if you have learned something new in this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel. And I will see you soon with another very interesting video. So, see ya.